Okay, step up, 7 stars, left. Step up, 7 stars, right. Don't have to do callbacks. Step back with crane spread legs. Turn around, hit knife. White crane, stands on one leg. Diagonal push knife. Lift knife left. Lift knife right. Straight forward push knife. Fair lady work shuttles. Center lift. Middle pull. Horizontal push knife. Straight forward push knife. Turn around over the head, hidden knife. Slice up, big slice up. Slice down, right. Straight forward push knife. Turn around over the head, hidden knife. Slice up. Slice down. Slice up. Double jump. Kick tighter, whatever kick step thing. Head turn. White crane. Heel kick. White crane. Toe kick. Over the head, hidden knife. Straight forward, push knife. Turn around over the head, hidden knife. Push boat with current. 1, 2, 3. Slice up, down, up. Oh, this guy. Use strength checks mountains. I don't remember the name of this, but the kick thing. Turn. Go big form. Did it break some cobwebs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, run it again or pick a section.
I always think of stuff like after the push foot turn around,
Which one?
where you're after them, go over the.
After push boat with current?
Yes.
You talking about the fast turn after quick push boat with current?
Yes.
Okay. Want to take a look at that?
Sure.
That's fine.
We might have time for more than one. Is there an area that you'd like some focus on?
I'm always kind of weakest on that, the big slice up and the slice.
The big slide, the super big. Ooh. Ow. Saber is much heavier than mine. Oh. Yes, my surgical shoulder. Oh. I see an ice pack in my future. Okay. Woo. That was not fun. Okay. So, pardon me. I'll get it out of my system. Okay. So, with the push boat with current turn, remember there's that hard stop, like the best way I could describe it. So push boat 1, push boat 2, push boat 3. I'm going to step with my right, and then I call it like putting the brakes on with that left foot. So right brake, right? So I step with that left, and it's my brake. But I turn my body and lift the saber. So that's what happens with, yes, that's what happens with the brake.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm doing it
So,
with my toes.
step, feel, turn, and then from here, it should feel
Yeah.
the
That was
same.
the toe thing.
So yeah, jam that heel in, like a little, so it really isn't your brake, because it's making you, it's taking that momentum and causing you to redirect in the opposite direction. And lift up with that saber, it'll help too. So remember, if you were going to continue, this would make a circle up. It's going to do the same thing, but I'm turning direction, so it still goes up. That'll help with the turn, and then it goes down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Try it a couple times. You're fine now. Right, left. There it is. So the other thing, your saber's getting ahead of your feet.
Okay.
So try your push boat again slower, and don't let your saber move until your feet make it move.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Imagine your saber weighs 1,000,000 pounds. Not like what just happened to me though. Yes, better, better.
Actually.
That make sense?
Yes.
No.
Remember to keep with my heel, because it's,
That's on the third, that's the third.
That's the third push vote. It's kind of like 2.5, but yes.
So that's okay, that's
Uh-huh.
one question.
And just so you can compare what I mean by not letting this get ahead, is even here, I'm gonna really exaggerate it, but I step, which is what brings this here. And then this is kind of hovering in space until this happens. And then my hip is what pulls this back. And then this hip, step, is what brings this down. So it's always a hair behind where my center is. And then so on this one, it's behind me until I do this, and then I turn. And then it kind of, you feel it, you feel that groove that happens there. So by imagining this weighs more, you wouldn't need to imagine with this one, but imagining that it weighs more than it does will help you find that connection. Yes, yeah. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay, you want to take a look at,
Practice.
you can practice that over there, and I can work with him on this, or unless you want to, you want to do this one?
I said to myself, I need to practice
Okay.
it at home.
Is there a thing in particular about this?
It's just, I think just getting into it.
Getting into it? So it comes from a turnaround over the head hidden knife, our first one.
Okay, right,
So the first thing that happens is remember you have to rock back and it opens.
okay.
And so, and it's, I rock and it opens, and then it's kind of balancing in space here for that, until I move it. I'm balanced, like I'm partly holding onto it. I'm gonna sink down, step in, and I'm gonna step wide to hit the tiger feet. And then kind of, I'm gonna say kind of like the separates, but nothing like the separates. I'm gonna close the door.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And then I'm gonna rock back. This is gonna kind of loosey-goosey again. Sink down, step in, step wide, and I'm gonna open the door. So these cuts are much more lateral than you think. Like, I see some people trying to kind of do this upwards and downwards. It's really diagonal, horizontal, diagonal, open. Does that make sense? You wanna try it? Let's try it. So we've got our turnaround over the head, hidden knife. Rock back, get ready. We're gonna pivot on those, keep that heel. Sink down, step in, step out, and close the door. More or that again?
Let's do it.
Okay? And rock back and open. Sink down, step in, step out, close the hip. Good. Rock back, sink down, step in, the hand slips into prayer position, step out, and open. Yep. And then when you get comfortable with that, I don't want to hit the camera equipment, but it just gets a swing to it. So
Yeah.
it ends up with that. And all that comes from is relaxing my wrist and letting it follow my center.
Let's see that little thing.
That's that little flower thing that you see. But what is not happening is I'm not telling it to make a circle here.
Okay.
I'm here and I relax, and then I change my direction,
Okay.
which is why it's important to have a supple wrist with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it a couple more times. All right. Slice up left. Slice down right.
Not sure if getting that step.
You know, it should finish kind of out here, not back here. It'll be like,
So after you do, like, hit the tiger's feet, and then.
Uh-huh.
What do you
so
think
I
you do?
am here, rock back, sink down, step in, so that then I can step this way.
Top.
Step ahead, there you go. That's how you step. Yes. And it's connected, the blade direction is connected to the hip. We have to bow out just a second so that your head instructor can take over. But it's going hip to hand. And then if I step right and I shift my weight, it follows my hip. There you go, follows the hip. Does that make sense?
You step out first and then you.
Correct, correct. All right. Let us relinquish the floor. to advanced students. Students at home, master's path training dismissed.